First and foremost, I would like to take this time to give thanks and shout out to my friends at Hobson GM in Martinsville, Indiana for allowing me to take this truck for filming, reviewing, and driving. Their contact information and links to their website can also be found in the description box below, where you can check out all of their new and used inventory. Please kindly remember that I do not work at or for any dealerships, so I cannot answer if a vehicle is still available or for sale. By 1990, the F-Series was late into the 8th generation of trucks and had been extremely well established. By this time, the F-Series was the best-selling vehicle, car or truck combined, in North America, and had already landed itself as the best-selling truck in North America for 12 years. Contrary to today's market 31 years ago, the truck market was a little different. For the most part, people did not usually buy a pickup for their main mode of transportation, but rather as a secondary vehicle to fill their needs, like a work truck for a contractor, getting to the campsite or fishing location for the outdoorsman, or towing and hauling for the weekend. That all said, the F-Series by this time was more than capable of being a single mode of transportation for most families. It was roomy, civilized, and comfortable, as well as affordable. The 8th generation F-150 ran from 1987 to 1991, and this truck was built at the Michigan Truck Plant in Wayne, Michigan in June of 1990. In today's video, we are taking a look at a remarkable example of a pristine 1990 Ford F-150 regular cab and XLT Lariat trim with the 8-foot style side bed. Painted in the $238 optional deluxe two-tone scarlet red over colonial white, this truck features a scarlet cloth interior, and its when-new pricing is shown on screen and a full options list breakdown is in the description box below. While a far cry from the 1984 F-150 we reviewed on June 3rd, this truck is immaculate and a true low-mile survivor. While I myself am more of a fan of the 9th generation F-Series, this truck and its styling paved the way for the modern Ford pickup. Clean and straight lines give a no-nonsense style to the truck. While available in 4-wheel drive, our review subject was opted for rear-wheel drive instead. The underbody of this truck is clean and rust-free, which is surprising seeing that it was sold brand new in Grundy Center, Iowa. With no less than 5 engines available, 1 6-cylinder and 4 V8s, 2 of which are diesel-powered, power in our truck comes from the tried-and-true 302 cubic inch displacement 5-liter Windsor V8 engine. This engine is of cast iron block and head construction with multi-port electronic fuel injection and a 9:1 compression ratio. This engine creates 185 horsepower at 3,800 RPM, 270 pound-feet of torque at 2,400 RPM. While not a performance vehicle, straight-line acceleration to 60 miles per hour is smooth and steady and arrives in 11.2 seconds. What is important is towing and payload capabilities, and this truck does not disappoint. Rated at a gross vehicle weight rating of 5,450 pounds, this 3,769-pound truck is fitted with a 3.55 rear axle and can haul a maximum payload of 1,720 pounds and tow 7,200 pounds. Good for a 31-year-old truck. This truck is equipped with the dual fuel tanks, with the front main tank equipped to hold 18.2 US gallons and the rear auxiliary tank electronically selected via dash rocker switch to hold 16.5 US gallons of regular unleaded 87 pump octane. Total fuel capacity is 34.7 US gallons with a consumption rate of 7.1 gallons per 100 miles driven, with a total estimated driving range of 485 miles. EPA fuel economy figures are 13 miles per gallon city, 17 miles per gallon highway, and 14 miles per gallon combined. While a number of transmission offerings were available, this owner decided for the then brand new electronically controlled 4-speed E40D automatic. Built by Borg Warner and their T18 unit, this transmission features an overdrive cancel control on the instrument panel. Rear suspension on this truck is a basic truck setup with two-stage variable ratio leaf springs with gas pressurized shock absorbers. Around the rear of the truck, there is nothing that really stands out. While I'm not particularly a fan of it, the owner installed this guide on Renegade 2 camper shell, which is paint matched to the rest of the vehicle. It's a fiberglass cap with sliding screen windows and overhead vista windows, as well as interior lighting. As far as shelves goes, it's really nice. Unlike the new F-150s, this truck has no fancy lighting or power-operated tailgate, but what it does have is a $238 optional chrome step rear bumper. The tailgate features a stainless steel trim panel where the white paint would be and is accented nicely, I think, with the full-width rear reflector panel and ends with the Ford lettering to the right. Tail lamps are full red housings with lower portions white for reverse lamps. Brake, tail, and turn indicators are all integrated into one single unit. Along the profile, being a regular cab long bed, it's a large vehicle made to look even larger by the camper shell. This F-150 sits on a 133-inch wheelbase and has an overall length of 210.2 inches. Steering is hydraulically assisted recirculating ball with 4 turns lock to lock in a turning circle of approximately 48 feet. Wheels are the 15-inch deluxe Argent-styled steel wheels shod in 235/75 R15 Uniroyal Laredo cross-country tour tires. Brakes are power-assisted front disc and rear drums and are assisted by rear ABS, which Ford first introduced as an industry-first application in 1987. It was designed to inhibit braking-induced rear-wheel lockup under two-wheel drive operating conditions. These brakes can halt the F-150 from 60 miles per hour to 0 in 138 feet. Front suspension on the rear-wheel drive trucks is Ford's independent twin I-beam suspension with coil springs and gas pressurized shock absorbers. 4x4 models have the Dana-supplied twin traction beam suspensions. Up front, a huge change from the previous 7th generation bullnose trucks. The 8th generation looked much more aerodynamic and cleaner in appearance. In XLT Lariat guise, the design is accented by a smooth chrome bumper with the optional swing-away mirrors and lower body side protection moldings. Headlamps are new, flush-mounted units, ditching the old sealed beam lights for more aerodynamic reflector halogen lights. Turn indicators utilize separate amber lenses and bulbs, but they fit nicely together and are framed as one unit in a chrome surround. The large egg crate grille proudly wears a Ford oval in the center. On models equipped with a 4-wheel drive, the EFI badge is replaced by the 4x4 badge. Alright, and before we get inside this F-150, and it is very nice inside, you'll see, of course, it being a 1990, there's no smart key access, but this does have power windows and locks. But here are the keys, typical Ford keys. So you got your round key for like your tailgate lock, your unlock for the doors, and the square is for your ignition. So let's go ahead and hop inside. And here we are inside the 1990 Ford F-150 XLT Lariat, and this thing looks as good as it did when it came out of the showroom. This truck has been meticulously maintained. It's in extraordinary shape. All the materials have held up so well over time. This soft touch vinyl, this seat fabric material on the doors. Got your door speakers here. Nice little chrome accent stripe running down here. You got a padded armrest, a little molded pocket here, and another pocket down here. Big door pulls. And these are Ford's door lock switches and their window switches. So for the driver's side, this is up and down, and on the passenger side, for whatever reason, this is up and that's down. I'm not sure why that's reversed. Still has the dual fuel tank tag. And in the driver's side footwell, you have your hood release here. This is your high beams. Parking brake with the brake release. And then down here in the pedal box, just 2 pedals, indicating that it is indeed an automatic transmission vehicle. But as you can see, even the floor and carpet is in really, really nice shape. Take a look at the driver's side instrument panel real quick. Headlamp control, brightness and dim on the instrument panel lighting. Wiper washer controls, fuel selector lever. Your turn indicator also is your tilt wheel. It is a leather wrapped steering wheel, very nice. And taking a look at the seats. It is a full width bench seat. It does not have a 60-40 split recline or anything like that. And you can also see that the seats also do not have any head restraints, but the seat fabric is in excellent shape. It's held up well over time and the seats are very comfortable. And you do have a fold down center armrest. Taking a look overhead, the headliner, sun visors, all that are in great shape. All the trim is in good shape. Back here, you have dual reading lights. And of course, a sliding rear window. Alrighty, we're inside the F-150 now, and as you can see here, nice, fluidic, easy to use, hydraulically assisted power steering on Ford's typical 2-spoke leather-wrapped steering wheel. Looks like it came right out of the Bronco 2 or the Explorer. Very simple controls here, just cruise controls. So on the left-hand side, you have your on and off buttons, and then over here on the right-hand side, you have resume, set accelerate, and coast. And by pressing the brake pedal, we'll actually cancel that. But overall, the steering wheel is actually in really, really nice shape. And taking a look at the instrument panel here, it is a complete set of gauges here. Very easy to read, especially at night, because it has a green backlighting. But over here you have your voltometer, coolant temperature, oil pressure gauge, and your fuel level. And it also reads from either front or rear tanks. 85 mile per hour primary speedometer, and right now the odometer is currently reading 47,022 miles on it. And of course, to the far right we have a 6,000 RPM tach. And these little strips down here are just little strips of warning lights. And over here is your overdrive off selector. And taking a quick look at the instrument binnacle as well. On both sides of the pod, you do have adjustable air vents for the driver. Very nicely placed. Alright, let's paint over the top of the dash, show more details. As you can see here, I like this faux burlwood trim bezel surround down here. Kind of just gives a touch of class. But as you can see, the dash top is actually in excellent condition. This is not cracked or warped or anything like that. The previous owner, this is a one-owner vehicle, has installed a foam cradle here, and the dash is just excellent shape all around. Has the XLT Lariat badge over there on the passenger side parcel tray. Of course, you have your big glove box and 2 air vents for the passenger. And moving down the center stack here, as you can see, more of that burlwood trim continues here. And up top, we do have Ford's simple to use climate control, and the AC actually works really, really well. It is a very muggy 78 degrees today, and it's probably about 85% humidity, and the inside of this truck is actually very, very cold right now. So here on this is simple controls. You have your fan speed control over here, temperature control here, and your AC modes and your heat modes, and basically your blends all over here. Moving down, we have Ford's commonplace of the era AM/FM cassette player, found in most Ford passenger vehicles. It's a very simple to use radio, but the buttons are quite small and the numbers are quite small as well, so reading at a glance is a little bit difficult, but it gets the job done. As I stated before, it has a cassette player, bass, treble, and balance, but there's no fade control because there's no back seat. 6 preset buttons for AM and FM. And in here we have our 12-volt power point or cigar lighter and an ash receiver. And down here we have our trailer brake control. Alrighty, taking a look over the top, just a standard large manually dimming rear view mirror. And overhead, the sun visors are absolutely enormous, but would be expected to be on this big truck here. And only the passenger side has a vanity mirror. The driver's side has no such mirror. No illumination, but it does close with Velcro. And of course, the sun visor swings out, but it does not slide out because there's no real need to because of how long it is. And take note that there's no overhead assist handles anywhere in this truck. Alright, now that we got it open, as you can see, it is a long box truck. It does have this custom fitted fiberglass camper shell where the paint actually matches the exterior. This camper shell is actually really nice. I actually really like this. I'm not normally a fan of camper shells, but this one has large screened windows. You've also got these little vista windows up here as well. It does also have illumination, but I believe the bulbs are burned out. But overall, the inside is actually pretty nice. The inside of this bed has been kept very decently clean and relatively scratch free, considering you have this big large rubber mat. Really nice to see just a very large pickup box. Alright, we're going to go ahead and close it up now. And this does conclude our in-depth review of the very nice 1990 Ford F-150 single cab XLT Lariat. We hope you found this blast and trip through time enjoyable and informative. And if you did and would like to see more reviews like this, please comment down below. Also, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. Check out our Facebook page at facebook.com/neighborhoodcarreviews and Instagram at BrensoJ1. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.